Good afternoon, dear student. Uh, we have covered almost all the different type of technique, and this is the last technique we need to study for this semester. This is gel electrophoresis. So, what is electrophoresis? It is used in the estimation of size of DNA molecule. Analysis of PCR product, example, molecular diagnosis and genotyping. It is used to determine the quality and quantity of DNA, and it is also used in purification of DNA. So we will look at its principle. Nucleic acid are negatively charged molecule in water. Gel electrophoresis is a procedure that separates the molecule on the basis of the rate of movement through gel under the influence of electrical field. Gel electrophoresis is a simple, cheap, and highly effective technique. Method of separating, identifying, and purifying DNA fragment. Gel electrophoresis in the determined size and quality of, so it is basically used in determination of size and quality of purified genomic DNA, PCR product, restriction enzyme, and digest PCR product. So you must be imagining what is this gel electrophoresis. So if we extract our DNA or genetic material from the cells, so it is a very large fragment of the cell, and we cannot see entire DNA with one glance. So what we need to do, we need to fragment this DNA, and after fragmenting this DNA, we need to see which DNA fragment is larger, which DNA fragment is smaller. And to see this DNA fragment with larger or smaller, we make use of gel electrophoresis technique. The gel electrophoresis protocol can be divided into three stages. So how this entire procedure is done? It is basically divided into three major stages. A gel with DNA dye is prepared with an agarose concentration appropriate for the size of DNA fragment to be separated. So if we know approximate size of the DNA, we prepare gel, and in the common gel is used is agarose gel. The DNA sample are loaded into the sample well of the gel, and gel is run on a voltage and a time that achieve optimal separation. The gel is visualized and image is recorded. So after the DNA is fragmented, it is loaded on a well. Well is made of the gel, and it is applied under a electrical field. And under the electrical field, the fragmented side of DNA move, and after some point of time, it get stuck at a particular area, and after that the gel is visualized under the autoradiography, and we see a clear cut view of a fragment, or we see different type of bands. DNA is negatively charged. You must be knowing the nucleic acid is negatively charged. When placed in an electrical field, DNA will migrate towards the positively pole. So why we apply the electrical charge? Since DNA is negatively charged, after applying this electrical charge, the DNA move towards the positive pole. Means if we applying a electrical field in the DNA, it will move towards its opposite pole. You must be knowing the opposite things attract each other. So since DNA is negatively charged and electrical field is applied, it gets attracted towards positive pole. And here the diagram is given. A power is this electrical field is applied in the chamber, and the gel is placed in between the chamber. So and the sample is placed on the slab, that is on the gel. You can see two blue color rectangular boxes, that is called well, where we place our sample. And after placing the sample, we run the gel, means we apply the power, and after some time the DNA moves to its opposite direction, means since it is negatively charged, it moves towards positive pole. Speed of migration depends on the strength of electrical field, buffer density, buffer and the density of the gel. So if the electrical field is high, the speed will be faster, and so on. Size of the DNA. Small DNA move faster than the larger DNA. Gel electrophoresis separate DNA according to the size. And we can see the diagram. If the DNA of smaller size, so it will move faster. You can take a simple example. If two people participating in race, and one is a little fat and one is little thin, so who will run faster? What do you think? So according to me, the person who is thin, smaller will run faster, and the person who is fat and bigger will run at very less speed. So same with the DNA. The smaller fragment will move faster, and the larger fragment will move slower, and it will not move very far away from its well spot. So what electrophoresis equipment? What are the things we used in electrophoresis technique? We used power tank, we use gel tank, we use casting tray, we use gel cone, we use tank cover, and we use electrical leads. Everything is given in this diagram. Mm, and we all use this equipment for performing gel electrophoresis. How we make gel? An agarose gel is prepared by combining agarose powder and a buffer solution. So we take some agarose powder, means some percentage is mentioned. According to that percentage we should take, and we mix in a buffer, and we prepare the gel. Uh, this is gel casting tray and comb. So after preparing the gel, we pour that gel on this casting tray. After pouring the gel, we put some comb on to the gel. Why we put comb? To make well. We make well so that we can put our sample in that well. This is preparing the casting tray. Seal the edge of the casting tray and put the comb. So in this diagram we can see the casting tray is open from both the sides. So this open side should be sealed with tape or anything which seal this open part. Place the casting tray on the level surface, and it should be not be inclined, it should be level, so that gel can settle on easily and it do not create any up down surface on the top of its surface. None of the gel combs should be touch the surface of the casting tray. And after placing this gel comb, after placing the gel, The surface should not touch the bottom. If it is touching the bottom, the experiment will fail. And after putting this comb, we pour our gel into the chamber. Allow the agarose solution to cool by placing the flask in a water bath set at 55 degrees Celsius. Add gel red DNA dye and mix by swirling. Then carefully pour the melted agarose solution into the casting tray and avoid bubble. So by using all this procedure and all this data, and we pour our agarose gel and we make well, and in that well we put our sample. Each gel comb should be submerged in the melted agarose solution. Remove air bubble with the pin or pipette tip. And suppose you are finding some air bubble into the gel, then it should be removed immediately by using some pin. When cooled, the gel polymerizes, forming a flexible gel. It should appear lighter in color when completely cooled. So when it polymerizes and form a thick surface, it should be transparent and it should not look blur. Carefully remove the comb and the tape, and the tape which you have applied on its side should be removed, and the comb should also removed because we need to put our sample in the well. The gel can be used immediately or stored. So after preparation of this gel, it we can use this gel simultaneously for performing, or we can also store this gel in fridge. Place the gel in the electrophoresis chamber, and after preparing this gel, we should place this gel in the electrophoretic chamber. This is the good diagram where we can see the cathode that is negatively charged. We can see the anode which is positively charged. We see the well also. We can see where we put our sample, and in the chamber it is fully covered with buffer solution. Add enough of electrophoretic buffer to cover the gel to the depth of at least 2 millimeters. So the buffer should be accurately used. Make sure each well is filled with the buffer. And in the well we put our sample in. Sample consists of the fragmented DNA pieces. Carefully place the pipette on the tip over the well and gently expel the sample. So we should take our micropipette and put our sample into the well. The sample should sink into the well. Be careful not to puncture the gel with the pipette, and you should not apply any force, and if you are applying more force it can puncture your gel. After pouring our sample, we apply the electrical field onto that. Just you read this slide, there is nothing more and important mention over that. Uh, and after running this sample, we absorb the given gel on the PC. This is basic example is given of PCR sample. In M we have used known sample, and in other, that is 1 to 3, we put our sample, and this is seen under the autoradiography. And while preparing the sample we use the ethidium bromide, and while using ethidium bromide you should be very careful because it is a carcinogenic, and if it come in contact with your skin, or if by mistake it goes inside your mouth, it can cause cancer. So you should be very careful while using ethidium bromide for staining of DNA. This is the chamber, means after running your electrophoresis, uh, this is kept on a ultraviolet light for the visualization of your sample. And this is the visualization of DNA under the ethidium bromide. Instead of ethidium bromide, you can use gel red, which is safer alternative of ethidium bromide. Gel red require ultraviolet light or blue light source for the visualization of DNA. So this is the sample we can observe in gel red solution instead of carcinogenic ethidium bromide. And this was the overall scenario of gel electrophoresis. I hope you understood. And today we finished everything about technique. From next lecture, we are going to start about detailed study of nucleus. So it was all about gel electrophoresis. Thank you.